Truthfully, it is sad that it's 2026 and people still don't understand how to use looseness to skate better. In fact, we have really well-meaning people that have strong backgrounds in education that are still advocating for triple extension and having joint alignment all the time in hockey. Now, you might say that hockey is this unique sport. Well, in fact, if you look at a sport like tennis, you'll actually notice how often they have valgus knee alignment and completely collapsed ankles as well. If you look at the running patterns of elite sprinters, they actually have a rotation where they land on the outside of their foot and roll in, where the foot and leg is actually rotating and going into valgus alignment, and it's all part of that natural motion. So to think that your joints need to always be stacked and in a complete line would take away from the fluidity and the ease and the grace that we see from players like Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, or Nikita Kucherov. And there is a unique part of hockey, which is that the more you use something called Y angle, the more your body can relax. And the more that your body can relax, the more that it can perceive. What do I mean by this? Well, first off, if you use more Y angle, what ends up happening is you have more of your edge in the ice. And if the edge is in the ice, then the rest of your body can relax because you don't actually need to hold yourself in place. The edge will do that. But if you're skating around with no pronation or collapse of your ankles, then you're actually always tense holding yourself up on the ice. And if you don't believe me, just try it. But when you do collapse your ankle, and you do have it nice and loose, then what happens is it's a positive feedback loop where the more collapsed your ankles are, the more relaxed the rest of your body and chain can be, and the more relaxed you are, the looser you can get your ankles. Now, when you have more relaxed ankles and more relaxed muscles, what ends up happening is the output from your motor cortex isn't as high, meaning that's the part of your brain that is actually talking to your muscles. And when that is not taking up all the bandwidth in your body and in your spinal cord, you actually have more bandwidth available in your brain to observe your environment. That's why it's kind of rare that you see a really loose and fluid player like a Kucherov who doesn't also have good hockey sense, because they are not only able to move more efficiently, but inside of that efficient movement, it allows them the space and opportunity to perceive more of their environment, to see and use their short-term working memory to think at a higher level. Now, you could rightly say that going into a valgus knee alignment does increase your risk of ACL tears. However, not acknowledging that there is collapse of ankle and collapse of your knee into valgus alignment is also not reasonable or practical, especially when you look at images of Alcaraz or Yannick Sinner or Kucherov or McDavid. These are elite athletes, all in valgus knee alignment and with collapsed ankles in their sport. So if you are avoiding these positions and you're avoiding Y angle and valgus knee alignment through soft drags, and you're avoiding these things because you think that it's a better, safer thing to do, it's kind of like trying to teach birds to fly. I don't at all think I should be teaching Alcaraz how to play tennis or McDavid how to skate, but I do notice what they do and break it down from a kinesiology perspective and show people what they can then do to take on those mechanics themselves. And I think it's about time that with all the video that's available, that all players take note of the mechanics that the very, very best are using so they can learn to adopt it themselves. Now, if you'd like to learn how to do this yourself, I'm a kinesiologist. I help break this down for players. So click and follow for more content like this, and let us know what else we could address from a movement perspective in the comments, and we'll do our best to address it. Thanks for watching.